Hey, hey, it's 28mm RPG. What's up? Oh, anyways, just got off of a stream with Shauner. Just something that I kind of was checking out a little while ago. STARBLAZER Adventures. STARBLAZER used to be a comic book magazine put out a long time ago by 2000 AD. So it's a British publication. This, however, is the PDF of the role playing game put out by Cubicle 7. Yep, Cubicle 7 Entertainment. And interesting, like everybody probably has seen this before who is into Traveler. You'll know it as Mindjammer. So, Mindjammer, this sort of thing. So to see where this originally came from, you have to go all the way back to the 1970s. The old STARBLAZER comics, which have this is kind of put it bluntly. It was in a format that would not be of any convenience to the plastic people that are out there nowadays. It's very 70s, so 70s hitting the 80s kind of idea concepts here. So this game itself, based off this PDF, is a based off of Fate. I'm not a big fan of Fate at all, but I mean, if you're into Fate, cool. This will work for you. However, you cannot get this PDF anymore. It's been totally disbanded, discontinued, wiped off the planet, so to speak. The only way you'd be able to obtain a copy of this is if you had the PDF purchase off of Drive-Thru RPG before it got wiped off the map. So, fortunately, I still have a copy of it here. So, and as you can see, it's got a lot of the comic book imagery built into this game, which is awesome because it was a great comic book to kind of read and glean weird stuff off of for your own kind of games back in the 80s. And you can see how a lot of this was like these aliens here, very close encounters of the third kind, which was something that popped up at about this time as well, when these comic books were being created. And there's some really cool things that are built into the comic, reoccurring characters, that sort of stuff. So it was very episodic in a number of ways. Other things was you did have a lot of this risque looking artwork in it as well, which was the thing of the time. So but it's cool that this was implemented still in the games, in the rule book. And yeah, so this is my little ad hoc kind of video on this sort of thing, because yeah, I love the fro here. That's just awesome. And yeah, so it delved in all kinds of different areas of what could be foreseen in the future. And if feel free, although I'm paging through this fairly quick, slow it down and check it out if you want. A lot of great artwork. The Mindjammer that we know of today, if you played Traveler and want to have something that's a little different than the Third Imperium kind of ideas, this would be good. However, I'm going to kind of point something out here that is once it kind of went from one hand to the next, it kind of lost its flavor. So even in this tome here, this tome is 632 pages. That's huge. 632 pages for a book based off of Fate. So it's getting into all kinds of interesting stuff. Well, a lot of it is attributed to a lot of this artwork here, which is supposed to be the flavor. This is the flavor of the game. And I mean, if you don't like the flavor of the game, then this isn't for you, So the nice thing was, even though they gave you this expansive toolkit here to play Fate with, we'll go into the actual Fate Adventures book where it gets into more of the campaign setting. So this here gives you kind of an idea, and they're still in this one here. I believe this is still Cubicle 7. This was still, let's see, Cubicle 7? Yeah. Even though, it's a newer, slightly newer book on the concepts and everything, it's still utilizing some of the old imagery, which was pulled from the comic book. So here we are spinning through this PDF, and yeah, a lot of stuff in here which could be utilized in Traveler straight off of this PDF. However, like I say, Mindjammer is now in a flavor which is Traveler based as well. So now the thing is, once they started veering off into, and I believe, let's see, what is the company that puts out this? Is it, I believe it is Modifius. Yeah, it's Modifius that went ahead and started producing this. And I believe it's kind of a limited printing as well. You can probably still get the book and everything from Modifius, so I'm kind of debating whether or not I will pick up like an actual copy of the book, even though I love to have the book version of this. It depends on how much flavor I want to pull out of this and get into this kind of aspect of the world, which is Mindjammer. So it has some interesting concepts in here of sentient ships, but we are getting into now, this where it kind of makes me sad is, yeah, they got new artwork here, but I kind of wish that they would have kept with the old flavor. Like, sure, updated the artwork, but kept that comic book kind of theme going on with it. It does have very much a lot of the things from the original comic book series. However, they have taken out a lot of the tropiness that the 70s had with it, and now you are getting a lot of today's plastic people dogma being driven through a lot of this. I mean, you can ignore it, of course. I mean, I do that with a lot of stuff. I ignore a lot of the plastic in the game and go back to the original flavor because I'm just built that way, and I don't tend to bend as easily. And to me, um, a lot of this stuff, this extra modernized ideology, I brush it aside, and like I say, I just go with what works with the rules, and we'll go from there because it talks a lot about this kind of stuff, and it's cool that they've kept it in as part of character traits and stuff like that. Let me go back here just for a second and just double check what's the date and age of this printing. 2016. So yeah, it's been another 6 years, of course. Now today, 2022, and things are a little different. However, there's a lot of stuff in here which is cool. Like it keeps with a lot of the old alien races and stuff like that. And you can pull a lot of stuff of this stuff into your own current campaign in Traveler or build it into it. There's a lot of great ideas in here that you can muster out of. So, but like I say, the reason why I bring this up is because it does come from the old tropey STARBLAZER comics, which they were kind of edgy. Anything from the 2000 AD series of comic books was very edgy, and yeah, it got into a lot of kind of weird, um, stories, which kind of brought up, oh, we're kind of R2D2 ish over here, aren't we? So some interesting kind of things that prop up here, in some of the artwork. It's cool, but everything's influenced by everything, so it all eventually gets jammed into becoming something in the next iteration, and but I mean, there's some cool ideas in here. Don't discard it entirely as just okay. It's rehatch with the SJW ideas. It's still, you still have a lot of this stuff in here, which is kind of, I guess, taboo-ish now in certain, like I say, in certain plastic regions of the internet. But I don't know. You can still kind of glean off of the old STARBLAZERs and add that to it as well, if you really want to. Just thought I'd bring this stuff up as something that people may not know about Mindjammer, is where its origins came from. So, and yeah, it's just kind of cool to bring up some of this stuff that maybe you've never heard about, and it's got some cool, artwork in here, which you can use in your game. And yeah, it's I mean, it's a campaign setting that you can use basically, and explore away on with your players, and enjoy having a few games with Traveler with this. So anyways, that's all I'm bringing up here, and I just thought a lot of people might not know this, and it could lead you into, aspects of looking at some of the old stuff that influenced us in Traveler back in the 70s and 80s when we first started playing the game. Um, and that includes, a lot of the old um, books here, like this one here. I'll bring it up. Let's see. Do I even have it here? My history. There we go. Here's an oldie but goodie. This was also a book magazine that was back in the same era of the day, 1994. And this was, adult fantasy, pretty much like, Heavy Metal magazine or Epic magazine as well. And those were some of my favorite influences. Sorry about that. Some of my influences back in the day for Traveler. So they had some really weird, bizarre storylines, and it got into the risque kind of venues of that genre, which was popping up in a lot of the movies at that time, from the 70s and 80s. So it's it's a product of its time, and you can take from it what you want. But yeah, here you go. Mindjammer. Mindjammer, which was originally STARBLAZERs. So STARBLAZER Adventures, the original Mindjammer book for Fate, and as well as the more recent transhuman science fiction setting for Traveler as well. So something to if you're collecting up books for Traveler, there you go. That's something that you can use for your gaming pleasure and pull stuff out of. I mean, you could have these transcendent AI spaceships in your game and play them as such with these newer rules, and have at her. Hope that gives you some kind of a weird kind of insight there, or some sort of interesting thing to kind of think about. I don't know. Since quite a few people do verge into Traveler on my channel, there you go. Something new or something old which might be new to you. Thanks for checking it out, and yeah. I've hit 200, actually 201 subscribers, so that's awesome. Appreciate you guys subbing to me and listening to me drawl on about weird things. And yeah, I will end up coming up with some more stuff soon enough. Been even though I've been on holiday for a week already, I've just been kind of sitting back and chilling. I've got a fair bit on my plate in real life for looking at possibly doing a switcheroo in my career, which is still being in the same career path, but possibly going to a different store and bigger and cooler things. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not 100% sure if I've got that job yet or not. But in the meantime, I got, my usual, assistant manager job as well. And either way, it's still with the same company. Just seeing whether or not I go to a even more massive store in my next step in my career here. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I'm doing a few more upgrades to my computer. including finding a graphics card, updating all my hard drives to solid state disks, and yeah, little things like that. I've been trying to work on. Updated a lot of my software, so my music software as well. Because a lot of people don't know this, but yeah, the music that you hear on my channel is all been performed, written with me or by me or with others with me and that sort of thing. So my musician background, and yeah, I still keep with that. That's why I still have the guitars in the background whenever you see me, on my some of my videos, and they still function and I still play. So just the way it is, it's one of my hobbies, along with miniatures. So um, also cool to see like Shadow and Sun being my 201st subscriber, and it seems like he's also into the music aspect as well. So be cool to talk to him, maybe on a few occasions about music, where we went with it, and stuff like that. I'm sure he has a lot of tales and stories. I'm not sure if you guys would be interested in hearing my tales and stories about my music career during the 70s, 80s, and 90s, but there you go. It's been a little strange, going all over the place, to playing bars and small gigs that were fairly prominent gigs, that sort of stuff. And the other musicians that I've met throughout my life, and my part of my extended family, from my wife, from her sister, and everybody are fairly high up in the entertainment industry as producers. And I'm not too sure if you've seen the image of me holding a Juno Award. That was actually my I guess brother-in-law's Juno Award, for him producing the albums for, back in the day, Chicago. He was a producer for Chicago, the group. And yeah, it's just me posing with one of his Junos with the platinum and gold albums in the background. And yeah, it's I've had my chance to kind of shine in the spotlight if I wanted to, but no, I did not want to take that route in life. So, because I knew how much risk was involved, and how much debt would be involved, and all that kind of stuff. So, but anyways, role-playing games and gaming and having fun is where I stuck it out. And yeah, I still play, create music as a hobby, and I just enjoy doing it. So I do all these hobbies because I enjoy doing them. So and you should too. You should find something that you enjoy as a hobby and just enjoy it to its fullest. So what if you make money or don't make money, or you just it's just something to enjoy. You don't have to make money doing all this stuff, videos, that sort of thing. Like I say, if you're watching my video and you see and you see commercial ads popping up, use an ad blocker, because I did not put those in there. So, and yes, I do know that YouTube is putting ads on my stuff, and yeah, I don't think it's right, but I mean, I guess they have to do what they got to do. It's the way things roll, I guess. So yeah, enjoy my content, and should be some more stuff coming up here. I've got a lot of stuff in the in the mix right now as far as editing. A lot of it is to do with the solo traveler hostile game that I have, and yes, it is still there. It's just, I just have to get down to brass tacks and start editing stuff out. So, anyways, hope you guys have an awesome day, and thanks for showing up. And talk to you guys later. And yeah, if you can, subscribe, and I'll spare you the subscription background music. Just sub if you feel like it. Thanks, guys. Take care. Bye.